All right, we're rolling. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a stream. Let me move this here quick. Haven't done one of these in a while, as you probably know. Life's been a little busy. I know that I kind of keep you guys sort of up to date on everything that's going on with me and the channel here and everything. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling. There's a few of you watching. Thanks for joining along. Really appreciate it. I assume you guys are probably subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe. It's a huge help. Like the video and all that jazz, all that stuff. That all adds up. The YouTube's algorithm likes those types of things. So, what's going on, everybody? Hello. We're doing the stream here just as a way to kind of get back to it, because it's been quite a while since we've done one. But also, if you can hear me, let me know. I think you can hear me. Let me check. Likes those types of things. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can. All right, so I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, I wanted to do this stream, like I said, as just a way to kind of get back to one so that we can all kind of hang out. I know this one's kind of a short notice, so if you weren't able to make the live stream, you're watching later, whatever the case may be, I apologize. I just kind of realized this morning that I had a chance that I could kind of sneak this in tonight, so the icebreaker video is not going to be done this week, but I am starting on it. So thank you, X-Tech. Good to see you. Black Sheep Chassis, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, wanted to get this since I'm not getting the icebreaker video out this week. Just a lot of stuff going on. Ideally, I would get it out next week before shit really hits the fan with this ONS thing going on. But yeah, so I want to do that, and then also there's a little bit of stuff I can do with this car that's in front of me, which I'll go over in a minute. You are not seeing double. I have two B7s in front of me, which is weird. So I'll go into that here in just a little bit. But yeah, otherwise, how's everybody doing? What's everybody been up to? Tell me about your lives, what you got going on. A few things that have happened since we last did a stream here. I have signed on, as you might already know, with Jen's Ace. Jen's Ace, Dale, the team manager, reached out to me and said, hey, we like what you're doing with the YouTube channel and wanted to see if you'd be interested in a sponsorship opportunity. And after kind of checking out the terms, talking to my race team owner, a.k.a. Kelly, I went ahead and I signed with them. So that's a thing that happened. So that's really cool. And I actually just got a shipment, my first sponsorship purchase today of two Jen's Ace batteries. And these are going to largely be for the ONS race. So those will come into play in a little bit here. Outside of that, let me send a couple messages out to some folks here. And just let them know that we're doing this. We are doing it. Let's see if our friend Combustion RC might be able to hop on. Oh boy. Did anybody do some racing this last weekend? There's a handful of you in here. Who went racing this last weekend? Tell me about it and how did it go? Curious to know what it was like compared to mine. I don't want to spoil too much of the Minnesota icebreaker stuff. I try not to spoil results or anything like that. Not that it's a secret. Obviously, you can go look online and see what happened. But I think it's more fun to kind of let you guys see it in the video if you prefer it that way. So yeah, let me know how racing was this weekend. Like I said, you are not seeing double. I have two RC10B7s. However, this one, without a body, is an RC10B7D. This is the dirt version of the B7. And I'll kind of look at what the differences are here in a few minutes. But I was telling one Tyler Albert, who I know I've referenced on the channel before. Tyler Albert is an associated sponsor driver. I was telling him about this ONS race that was coming up, and he very graciously said, hey, I have an extra B7D that I would be willing to let you use for that ONS race if you wanted, which obviously intrigued me because A, it's going to be the more proper vehicle for the job, but B, my carpet car can stay nice and clean, and I don't have to spend a bunch of money to basically put the D parts on, or essentially convert it to a D, get it dirty, then have to rebuild it, put all the carpet stuff back on. That just sounds like kind of a pain. So, of course, I took Tyler's offer and said, yeah, let's do it. So he has a B7D that he was nice enough to loan me for ONS. It has a setup in it that should be hopefully a pretty good baseline for what we're going to be dealing with at Phil Hurd Raceway there in Savannah, Georgia. And there are some differences here. First of all, this has a ball diff and not a gear diff like the carpet car does. I don't know exactly what that means, and I don't know exactly how it's put together, so I just got to review that. I might take a quick look at it for myself at one point, maybe pop the transmission apart here, take that cover off, and just take a gander at it. I'll look at the build manual and all that jazz also. A couple other things that I noticed offhand. There's no sway bars on the dirt car whatsoever like there are on the carpet car. You know, you really want that weight transfer in the dirt, I would say. One other thing that I noticed here, no, maybe that's exactly the same. It's hard to see some of the things from the naked eye, for sure. What do we got for shock positions on here? We're all the way in on the front arms. We're all the way, no, we might be in the middle. Yeah, I think we're in the middle on the rear arms for the shocks. And then we are, I believe, in the middle hole up top as well. And then also in the middle hole-ish. Yeah, it looks like the middle hole in the front. And then obviously we have a front wing on this car too. Now, in terms of how long the D is compared to the carpet car, the D's a little bit shorter. That's what she said. Yeah, actually, the wheelbase is quite a bit shorter on the B7D compared to the B7 carpet, which I think is interesting. Corey, hey, Corey, what's going on, man? Jeremy, you kicked ass at Icebreaker, man. You won two, what was it, 2 B mains? That's pretty sweet. Gear 2 uses gifts. Yep, ball diffs uses 2 plates that run on small ball bearings or small balls with friction. Ball diff allows the rear to rotate better in the corners for dirt clay. That makes sense to me. I am surprised at how much shorter it is too. So one thing that we need to do tonight here is I have a Fly Sky receiver. So it's the same receiver that I have in the B7. I bought this at Dollar Hobbies when we were doing the Icebreaker race. So I need to put that in this car. And then the only other thing that this car really needs is a transponder. I'm going to get tires and wheels for it when I get to Georgia. JConcepts is going to have, it sounds like they're going to have some stock on hand, because otherwise I have no idea what I'm going to want or need for tires. And I'm sure it might change throughout the event. Black Sheep, you're all good, brother. Have me on the boob tube, huh? The big screen. Sorry you have to see my ugly face on your TV. X-Tac did some driving or training during the week. Car felt good. Stoked to do an organized training this weekend. Okay. All right. Crazy weather, exploring the outdoors for the summer. Corey, where are you living that you're getting the weather? Up here in the upper Midwest, or Wisconsin, Minnesota. I'm sure Jeremy, J-Dog, is going to be running into the same thing. Man, I need to replace this blade. I didn't even realize that tip broke off. We're going to get a bunch of snow this weekend, apparently, after we basically just had spring. But welcome to Minnesota, Wisconsin. That's how she goes. Maybe one thing we can do is we can watch a couple of the races from the last vlog on the channel where I honestly kicked ass until the very last corner of the second heat. And if you saw that video, that was a bit depressing. But that is probably the best driving I've done so far in my short time in this RC stuff. So replace this blade here, and then I can open this receiver. So I'm going to probably get started on getting this receiver hooked up. And then just make sure it works, I guess. Do I have mounting tape? That's, I guess, another question. No big deal if I don't, but it'd be kind of nice to cinch down the receiver and the transponder. I'm going to take the transponder out of my car that I have now. Honestly, I could have just bought another transponder, which would have been fine for other things that are in the works. Don't tell my wife. Yeah. I mean, same deal with this receiver. I'd really like if this receiver would work in 8 scale too. I did get one with an antenna, or one with an antenna came with the Noble NB4 Plus. I don't prefer it, but I mean, if people really recommend that in 8 scale you have an antenna, then obviously I should use that, but I'd prefer antenna-less. Just looks better, it's cleaner, it's just less to deal with in the receiver box a little bit. Come on, label. Work with me here. Man, this is really being a pain. Hopefully we don't have any issues binding this receiver with the transmitter. I haven't had issues with either of the fly. There we go. I haven't had any issues with the either of the Fly Sky receivers that I've hooked up so far. So is there anything in here that I will need? Don't believe so. Qualified certificate. I'm glad it's qualified. Michael S5064, what's going on, brother? Corey Detter, Central Iowa. You were 75 in Iowa on Monday? Snow Wednesday morning, yep. Big part of the storm going north of us. Yep, it's coming to us. 3 to 5 inches for you. Black Sheep says the receiver will run on 8 scale. Yeah, this receiver, because obviously, like I said, this is not my car, but this receiver is going to probably end up coming out and going into something else that's going to be 8 scale. That's not something 8 scale that I already have. I've dropped a couple hints in a couple videos, so I guess take that for what it's worth. Also, really quick, guys, while there's a handful of you here, if you saw the last video, you've seen this. This is super, super rad. You might remember Dan Bailey from some of the racing that we've done. He does 21.5 class. I believe he does stadium truck, and he also is in 17.5 intermediate with us typically. He's starting this new company, RCX873.com. Or no, I'm sorry, RCX873racing.com. And he is making these awesome pit organizers. So this, for example, here, I can fit all the drivers I need, some extras. I got my Techno shock tool here, tie rod wrenches, my MIP driver bits are in here, turnbuckle wrenches, any hand tool that I would ever need, pretty much. A couple little trays, I guess, or whatever you want to call them, right here as well. So that is super, super slick. And then obviously he's got the Travis RC on there, and then his logo and website and everything too. Any word on Magic Car Stand? Jeremy, it's on the way. It's on the way. He's working on it as we speak. And then I'll show you the other one here because I'm a big fan of this. So it's got a couple compartments here. You can fit your batteries. So my batteries are charged. I throw them in the slot, then I know for sure that's charged, and I don't mix it up. I don't have to plug it back into my charger to check the voltage and make sure it's good. This is basically energy drink sized can holder. So that's primarily what that's used for. Some other things as well, a couple other slots that you can kind of use for whatever, but one of my favorite things about this pit organizer is this extra piece will slot in, and it doesn't have to be on this one, it can go on the other side too. But this piece will slot in, boom, built-in shock stand. So you can just pull this one right up to you if you're rebuilding your shocks. You've got your little tray, I guess. Things won't roll around too bad on you. Built-in shock stand for your 10 scale stuff right here. He's also going to get one of these made that will fit 8 scale shocks. I might need to make it a little taller, maybe not. I got to get the dimensions for him on my Techno Shocks, actually, so that he knows what to make that. But he can make this in almost any color combination. You can go on rcx873racing.com or rcx873racing on Facebook and see the different ones that he's made. It's really sweet. Matching car stand. Car stand is in the works. He also has, and you'll kind of see a little glimpse of it in my icebreaker video, I think, maybe. I got a lot of stuff to go through for the icebreaker video, and I really want to try to get that up before the icebreaker starts. It probably won't be done before I leave for the icebreaker, or before ONS, sorry. So one thing that he showed me, I don't think I have any pictures of it that I can put up, but he has a car stand that he is in the middle of making right now and finalizing. So basically the way that this is designed is you have your two pieces here that I just shared with you, and then you have your ProTech pit light. What he's going to do is he's going to make a base. You're going to set your ProTech pit light on it right in between the two organizers, and then he's going to have tiered car stands above the pit light. Or you can also get it without all the space for the pit light. So if you just want stands, he can make them a little bit shorter. He can make them 1 tier, 2 tier. You can even do 3 tier stands. The construction's really nice on it. So that's really slick. He can color coordinate those. I know the car stands are coming. He's working on designs for that right now. But he doesn't like sponsor me. He's not like telling me to say this. He's definitely a friend, and he provided these to me just to help him get the word out. And I wouldn't use it if I didn't think it was awesome, and I love it. So hit up Dan. He's just a really good dude. He's got a lot of big things in the works with this new little company he started with the RC pit organizing stuff. It's going to be great for 8 scale. It's already great for 10 scale. I'm just really excited to have it and to clean up my pit spot, I guess. Beer and bratwurst. Stopping in between rounds, just finished round. Oh yeah, dude, good luck. Hopefully that goes good. Sitting 3rd out of 18. That is freaking sweet. Ryan Thompson. Yeah, dude. Ryan, my man. It was nice to finally meet you this last weekend. After seeing you on all the streams and all the videos and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this RCX873 Racing stuff. So hit him up. If you end up placing any orders or message him with any questions or anything about stuff that he can do, just make sure you tell him that you heard about it from me or that I sent you. Maybe he'll cut you a deal. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, let's watch a race here, shall we? Let's go ahead and check out the first heat from the last vlog that I did. It was a pretty fun layout at the toy box. So let's watch that. Then we'll go ahead and get into kind of ripping into this B7D a little bit. If you're just joining me, hello, thank you all. Subscribe, like, do all that jazz. You're not seeing double. I have 2 RC10B7s here. My normal carpet car, and this is a B7D that Tyler Albert from Team Associated has graciously offered to let me borrow to take to the ONS race next week. So as we're getting this ready, we'll talk about ONS a little bit more too. But for now, let's go ahead and watch a little bit of racing action here. There we go. All right. Lucky. All right, so I had a few rounds of practice in. That's not it. Where are we at? Oh, this thing's in the way with my screen. Where is the first round? That's practice. 150K with diff fluid, it pushes a lot more on power. When I'm off power, it snaps right around, no problem. So I think that's probably. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Now we're rocking and rolling. Thanks, bro. Oh, let's see, beer prowess. I'm gonna get one of those pit organizers. I'm supporting the little guy, dude. Like it's sweet, and I know like there's other things you can get out there for pit organizers and whatnot, but I think he just had a really good idea with a really solid design. So 28 people. Hey, everybody! I really appreciate everybody stopping in. That's super cool. So here's heat 1 from this race at Toy Box, and I believe the night before this, or a couple nights before this, I changed a lot of setup things that I've never done so much setup change on the car at one time. So I went from 100K diff oil to 150K. I went 35 in the shocks to 37.5, both front and rear. And there was another thing I did. I can't remember. Those are the two big things, at least, though. I could really feel a difference with the thicker shock oil. I think I lost some on-power steering, though, so I did have to try to compensate with my driving and really get used to that, honestly, because I was not used to that at all. But this heat went really, really well, all things considered. This was some of the smoothest driving, most consistent driving that I've done all year. And it wasn't a super technical layout, but the biggest challenge with this layout was not overshooting the jumps. Like that jump right there, you'll land it, and then it's a really quick turnaround. It's a quick 180. So the toy box obviously is not the biggest track, but I really think they have some of the better layouts that I've run on. I just think they utilize the space so much better, and they're really well thought out layouts for the most part. I'll always find something to complain about on a layout, but I think the thicker diff fluid in this case really did help me. Drive more consistently. The car felt a little bit more predictable and easier to handle and honestly drive a little bit more aggressively without it getting all squirrely. So I was in first place at this point here, and we're probably about halfway through this race. Was it possible for a 21.5 to double single the middle section? I don't think for 21.5 it really was. I don't think it was just. I don't think it's really possible for them to get the gearing to do it. 17.5, you definitely could do it. There was a little bit of risk and reward factor in there, though, but that was definitely the fastest way.
There it is.
That might have been the only time I got marshaled in this race, which for me, that's pretty good. I think that's the fastest that, honestly, the car has looked. And I was going to mention that middle section, too. In the main, and we can watch the main in a little bit, too, I tried to make up some time by doing the double single, and I thought I could do it with more confidence, and I screwed it up and had to stop trying because the juice wasn't worth the squeeze on that one, I'm telling you. But this was a fun one. The carpet here is really new still. I believe they just started this season with this new carpet. And they were running turf before that. I don't know for how long. Probably a couple years, give or take. Or 1 year, I'm not sure. And before that, they were actually clay. Like the kicker jump. Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. Don't get me started on that. That's going to be a big topic in that video. Let's see. Pete, PR21. Hi, Travis. If you're doing the ONS, you should really think about a four-wheel drive buggy. Dude, listen, I would love to, but I don't have one. If I had one, that would be sick. Dustin Spallone made a mention to me, and if you've been watching the channel, you might be familiar with the name at least. He had one that I think he referenced me being able to possibly use, but it's just too short a time frame to honestly make that happen, and to have a receiver and another transponder and all that. Not something that's going to happen. I would love to run a second class, get a little bit more content, get a little bit more experience, and just have that much more fun and less downtime too. Because that's the thing with these big events is if you're running one class, it's a lot of downtime. Tyler's here. Hey, Tyler. Chris and John were doubling in for 21.5. It was a high risk, low reward. Yeah, for 21.5, yeah, for sure. I mean, with how much run-up they needed, it was very doable in 17.5. I don't even know if I saw a ton of people do it in the 17.5 expert class, but it was definitely the fastest way around the track, for sure. So, I mean, if you were really good and could nail that consistently every time, I mean, absolutely. if I had more time to practice and realize maybe that was something I could have done, I think I would have been able to do it more and pull it off. But it's the nature of the beast, man. So ended up in second there on the lead lap and lost the win by just 4 seconds, and that's pretty solid. I was really happy with that. Not as much with the subsequent heat that occurred after that. And here's Dan, actually. He's the one that made these pit organizers I just went on and on about because I love them. He's like, man, you need to up your pinion. So I have the 72 tooth spur on here, and he's like, man, you should really up the pinion. I think I had a 29. I went up to a 31, which is the highest that I have. He said a lot of guys with the 72 spur actually run like 30 to 33 on that little track, which surprised me because I'd never run anything more than 29 before, I don't think. Maybe at Zero RC, which I went to once, I maybe used the 30 or 31, but let's see, catch up here. All right, Corey, I'm running a 2-gear diff with 150K. Go watch Aiden Horn's video he posted today on rear pill box setups. That helps. Yeah, absolutely. And pills, that's not something I've dug into yet. I've really been trying to take my time on learning things about setup because I want to try not to... I know the only way you learn is by doing it, right? But I don't want to spend so much time messing around with setup stuff that it becomes a detriment to progressing on the track, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just need to grow up and not worry about it too much. Thinking my X-Tech, thinking of upping my diff from 60K to 150, but everybody else I talk to says it's too much. But I might also... Well, that's the thing. You don't know until you try, right? Like, for me, like I said, I definitely lost on-power steering, but I feel like overall it made the car smoother and easier to drive a little bit and more consistent. But I give it a try. Give it a try. I like the trick that some people have, a lot of pro guys or expert guys, or maybe even Tyler does this, where they have an extra diff that has a different fluid in it. And so you can just quick swap that diff out, which is a great idea. Yeah, Black Sheep, I'll have to check that video out for sure. Jeremy, I tried twice Sunday at open track. Took a couple hard landings up on the slope, and it was the first time ever with RC. First time ever? So you went to Toy Box for open track, and that was your first time on the track? I got to hear more about where you from, like what classes are you running, like let us know what all you got going on. All right, so like I said, we're gonna try to hook up the receiver here to the B7D. Also, maybe I should just do a quick fit check on my body. Make sure that is going to be, I'm sure it's good. The difference in wheelbase between these two cars definitely surprised me. I'm surprised that the dirt one is as short as it is compared to the carpet car, but it fits on there. I really like this top wing getup. I don't know, it looks slick. I do have a 7-inch monster wing from JConcepts on the way also that will be here before we leave for ONS. Might have to put a little more Velcro on here to match up with my body. But like I mentioned too, I should do a fit check also with the batteries I just bought. I did get 6,000 milliamp batteries that just got delivered today from Jen's Ace. So that's my very first sponsorship purchase ever, I guess. So that's cool. And speaking of that, I have to run Pro Class because I have a sponsorship deal at ONS. But there's only 8 people signed up right now in the Pro 17.5 class, so I might be okay. But, you know, that's not something I guess I considered with a sponsorship opportunity. So, yeah, I want to make sure the batteries fit in here good. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yep, 6,000 milliamp fits absolutely ideal. So I'm going to get my receiver here, and we're going to plug that in. And, of course, we're going to make sure we do it correctly. 1 to turn, 2 to burn. So Servo is going to plug into channel 1. The way that they have this labeled on this receiver is goofy. So let's make sure we compare correctly. That is that. Okay. So we're going to plug this into the right spot here. Wonder if it has the shorter chassis on it. The gentleman that owns this car is in the chat, Tyler. I don't know if you have the shorter chassis on this, or if the difference in wheelbase is because of the rear end. Oh, I see. Actually, I think I see what the difference is. Maybe. No, maybe not. You definitely have more spacing behind the rear arms, between the pills and the rear arm, than what's on the carpet car. I don't think that's all of the difference, but it's impressive how much I've improved over the you've been racing for 7 months or so. I mean, yeah, dude, yeah, I agree. That'd be fun to compare the first indoor race to the last. I don't know how much indoor racing I'm going to do after ONS. I'm going to scale back a bit. There's a lot of things going on in our lives right now. I'll just say that. But I did mention the last time we did a stream. This is the only time that's the only time I mentioned it. We bought a camper, so that's going to come into play for summer, and I'm going to try to do all of the stocks on the MNRC series, which is, if you're familiar with like FRRC, Florida, whatever it's called, whatever the Florida regional series is down south. It's basically the upper Midwest version of that. Okay, Tyler says the car does have the -4 chassis, rear arms swept forward, B6.2 hubs, and arms and hubs are all the way forward. Should be about 10 millimeters shorter than the stock B. Yeah, yep. And when I put them side by side, the spindles, yeah, I figure that's probably about, give or take, what it was. All right, so we'll make sure we plug this in correctly here. Where is, okay. I think this should be it here. So I'm just gonna make sure the receiver works, get it bound up. Like I said, I gotta see if I have mounting tape. I don't see it offhand. I think I have it here somewhere, but if not, I'll have to get some. And then we just gotta mount the receiver in here, get the transponder in there, and then we'll be good to go. Next is the speed controller. 1 to turn, 2 to burn. So speed controller will go in here. Bear with me, I apologize for my amount of concentration. Da, 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 da. This should be it, I believe. All right, and then the fan is probably the next one that I'll want. Just got to find the end for it. Bob's RC, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Thanks everybody for hanging out. This is the most I've had in a live stream. That's pretty freaking cool. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out and listen to somebody that has truly no idea what they're doing, but doing their best. So if you're curious about what's in this car is all Reedy stuff. So Tyler's nice enough to throw electronics in here. We got a Reedy servo, Reedy motor, Reedy speed control, Reedy fan. Everything's Reedy except the Gen Ace batteries. So then this will be everything here. And then I'll hook one of these new batteries up. And hopefully there's enough juice in there to at least get this bound, make sure everything's going to work. These 6,000 milliamp batteries are quite a bit different than the 4400s that I've been so used to. But there are a lot of guys that run these bigger packs too on the small carpet tracks. And I suppose you probably have some less fade and whatnot. But I tell you, a nice new battery like that looks pretty slick. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. All right, let's see here. And then I need to double check the process for pairing, because I don't remember offhand. It can't be that hard. Let me go to settings, because there's a bind button on the receiver. And it's pretty easy in the FlySky radio. I just have to remember exactly. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new model in here first. Okay, switch to the new model, and then we'll rename that as well. Model name, backspace. We don't want it to be called FlySky 3, so we're going to name it B. I thought I had I do have numbers in here, but where the hell are they? Nope, that's not it. Well, shit. Where are the numbers? Oh, let's see. B. Why are you gonna give me a slash but not a number? No. Oh, now it shows up, but I don't know. Ah, it's the caps button. That's what it is. Yeah, if you're not familiar, this is the FlySky Noble NB4 Plus. I think it was $300 with a receiver too, and the receivers for these things are cheap. I mean, I bought this one from Dollar Hobbies for $40. It's really good value, and I'm all about a good value because this stuff is expensive enough, right? So, oh, let's see. What's people's favorite class to run on carpet besides two-wheel drive buggy? Jeremy says. Black Sheep says stadium truck, four-wheel drive buggy. I did try a stadium truck once, and it, even though it has a 13.5 motor, once you throw the weight and everything in there and the bigger tires, the power felt really similar to a 17.5 buggy. So I think I could get in a stadium truck. Yeah, Jeremy, that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like I won't add a car for carpet season this year anymore, but next year I'd like to add something. I don't know if I'd go 21.5 or I don't think four-wheel drive is where I want to be quite yet, but it's certainly an option. So, all right. Anyways, let's see if we can turn this on. Well, here's our power button, and then we need to get this bound, but we need a receiver to have power before we can do that. So. It lives. All right, so we need to bind this. So let's see if we can kind of figure that out here. That can't be too hard. It is alive. Receiver set. Bind set, I think. FR. So this is an FGR4D. That's not on this list, so we don't want this one. So we want enhanced. Start vine. All right, this might. Oh, it says bind. It's that easy. I just press bind on the transmitter. I hit bind on the receiver. It's like hooking up a Bluetooth phone to your new car. I'll turn the car off.
Signal lost.
and then we'll turn it back on. I don't have throttle. I have steering. There's somehow an imprint in my foam on my wheel, so that's fun. I don't have throttle. Why don't I have throttle? 'Tis the question. Yes, I know signal loss because I turned the car off. Watching DNC, I was watching a little. I think I only caught like 2 races from the 40 plus nitro truck qualifying today, but that'd be such a cool place to go to. So the throttle question here. I believe it's plugged in correctly. Well, if it wasn't, I don't know that it would even turn on. Oh, okay. Think, Travis. Think. Black Sheep as a buddy. Nice. Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got nothing on the brake, Tyler. I did try that too. So it's not reversed. For shits and giggles, I'll switch my model and see if it gives me something there or not. Go back.
Signal lost.
Dustin Spallone. Hi, Dustin. Hello. Hello. Look, I have a B7D. I mentioned you earlier because somebody said I should really consider running 4-wheel drive at ONS, and I said, don't think that's happening. Hold the power button on the ESC when you turn it on. And this. It might just need to be calibrated, I'm guessing, which I can probably figure out. Yeah, it's a reedy, Dustin. Yeah, everything on this car is reedy. Motor, ESC, servo. Hold down the power button when turning the ESC on until the light flashes. Yep, then set, throttle, then brake, then neutral. Oh, I think I get what you're saying here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Tyler. Just calibration. Sensor wire is... That's a really good point. I don't think that's the reason that it's not working, but... Yeah, the... Let me double check that here. Yep, recount. Yeah. I got you, you animals. We'll get her calibrated. That was my line of thinking here too. So I'm with you. That's a good note on the sensor wire. I gotta find the end for that here, I think.
Signal lost.
Yeah, I know, signal lost. Hey Ryan, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate you. Good to meet you again. Hopefully we'll see you soon. I don't know how soon. I don't know if you do 8 scale. Let me know if you do. See, the sensor wire runs up here. Oh, Dustin Spallone on my watch just texted me the calibration guide for the Reedy speed controllers. So, yeah, I forgot. I suppose he would probably would have run Reedy stuff until he signed with Exalt. Where is... Oh, no, the sensor wire is plugged in, guys. It's plugged in. The port for it's kind of hiding. So this empty spot here on the ESC is probably for the program card. So let's try this again. Black to black, red to red. Let's see if I can read this for my watch. While the transmitter is in neutral, plug the ESC charge battery and place your vehicle on a stand, wheels off the ground. Press and hold the power button until the green LED illuminates and remains solid. I don't know if that's the same on this particular model or not, but we'll take a look at it. Move the transmitter to full throttle position, then press the power button. Red LED will blink until both the red and green LEDs illuminate and remain solid. The throttle position has been saved. Alright. We'll figure it out. It can't be that hard. Make sure you plug in ESC. Yeah. Yep. We're all good there, I think. Bear with me here. I don't think I held it down long enough.
Signal lost.
According to what I'm reading, it needs to start blinking green, and then we're in calibration.
Signal lost.
Cheese. Well, as long as it's cheddar cheese. That's the best cheese there is. I don't want to hear anything about American cheese on burgers. American cheese is garbage. I want to make that very clear. Let me look this up somewhere. Pepper Jack Dog George. I mean, Pepper Jack's good. Where's the bear? What bear? What the hell? You were literally just in this room. There was no bear here. Reedy ESC calibration. I put it somewhere here where I can actually see it. Ensure the transmitter is on. Yep. With the okay. Oh, endpoints. That's the other thing too that we're going to want to do. And I think I'm pretty good on getting that set up at this point. Hold the ESC button while powering on until it flashes. Set the neutral, press button. Set the throttle, press button. And then brake, press button. So Reedy black box. Make sure I have the right model just in case. It'd be different from one Reedy model to another. Hold the power button. I don't know which black box model specifically this is, but it might not matter. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, calibration. Turn on the transmitter endpoints to 100%. So this is a new model. I think the endpoints will be 100% by default. Yep, and they are. While the ESC is off, engage full throttle on the transmitter. While maintaining full throttle, press and hold the ESC power button until the red LED remains illuminated and the green LED blinks once. Okay. 610R black box, Tyler says. This is a 410R. It might not matter, but I'll put 610R in here just in case. Let's see. Let's go to the Associated site and hopefully pluck the manual out of here. There it is, 610R. Okay, zoom in on this. Well, the transmitter is at neutral and the ESC is off. Press and hold the power button until the green LED illuminates and remains solid. The ESC will emit a continuous beep. Release the power button. Okay, so let's start with there. So I'm going to go back here to my main menu. I'm in the right model on the radio. I'm going to hold the power button. I'm going to turn it on and hold it until it goes green for me. All right, I got green. Release the power button. Yep. And then with the transmitter neutral, press the power button. And then the green LED will blink until the red and remain solid. Okay, so now, okay, we're on the right track here. Neutral point has been saved. Move the transmitter to full throttle position and press the power button. The LED will blink until both the red and green LEDs illuminate and remain solid. And then it'll blink twice, indicating full throttle has been saved. Alright, it's not doing that part. Alright, we're going to start over again. We got step 1 down that time.
Signal lost.
We had it. We had it good. Let me just check in here with you guys really quick. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, it's hey everybody, that's if you're new here, we're getting this RC10B7D ready for ONS in Savannah, Georgia next week. This car is very graciously offered to us as a loaner by Tyler Aubert. Tent scale, outdoor, loose, loamy, possibly dirt is what we're doing. I've never done that before. I've done one RC race ever on dirt. All the rest has been on carpet, so this is going to be a hell of a deal. And I'm very, very fortunate to be invited by JConcepts to attend. So, big thing. Oh my goodness. I'm getting a phone call from Dustin Spallone. Hey, Dustin.
Hey.
Hey.
Let me bail you out here.
So, I got the first part done, and then I couldn't get the second part done.
Okay. So you got your battery plugged in?
Battery's plugged in.
Oh. You're going to hold the ESC button till it, I think it's, what is it, blinks green or something? What did it say?
Yeah, so the manual says hold the throttle, hold full throttle, and then hold the power button, and then it'll go solid green, and then it'll make a noise.
Oh, no, dude, start over from the first step. So...
yeah.
Yep. So, hold on. Just get here.
Yeah, so it says the first thing is while the... oh, wait, I see now. While the transmitter is at neutral and the ESC is off, press and hold the power button until... Oh, so I read that wrong before.
Okay. No, you're good. So, hold the power button until the red light comes on.
See, the manual for this one says hold it until it's green and it makes a continuous beep.
Yep.
And that's what it's doing now. Release the power button, press the power button again, and then it'll blink until it turns red and remains solid.
Yep. Okay, then
Okay, that's neutral.
Your radio.
Yep.
Okay. Take your radio full throttle, and while you're holding the trigger,
Yep.
just tap it once. Did you tap the power button once?
Yeah, and it's not going to the next thing, so I'm wondering if my throttle isn't reversed. So if I try to do it, with the, so maybe I try to restart and then try to push the trigger the other way. Let me try that.
Signal lost.
Yeah, I know, signal loss.
You just see wires plugged into the receiver the right way?
Should be.
Okay.
And then try it with the brake applied now. Nothing there. So I mean, let
Signal lost.
me check the
Signal lost.
plug-in here on this. It doesn't really show which is which.
Should be 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Is
Yeah,
what I always say.
it's plugged into the right spot.
Okay.
There's just nothing on the connector that shows which is the correct way it actually goes in. So let's turn it around and see if that helps. Recal the ESC. Yeah, that's what we're working on, man. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see if we can get it this time here. Plug the battery back in. Okay, got that. Now, hold on a second. We'll get there eventually here.
Signal lost.
Jesus. Transmitter's at neutral. Yep.
Signal
Hold the power
lost.
button. Okay. Try that again. Yeah, I can't get it to get past the...
Do you have steering when you power it on?
Yep, I got steering.
Okay, so we know your radio is fine, and the receiver's fine.
Yeah, it would definitely be sad if the transmitter wasn't okay.
From my experience with the reedy stuff, you gotta be, like, quick. Like, it doesn't give you a lot of time to cycle through.
Oh, that's nice.
Signal lost.
Yeah, I wish I could tell, unless like there's like an absolute give that I could tell which way was the right way the plug was supposed to go in the receiver. It's in the right channel, just
Doesn't help that all the wires on the reedy are black.
no, not really. But I mean, I assume it should be positive and negative. on the receiver.
Yeah. And just if your servo works, just make sure it's like the same way. The little tabs are the same way.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What about reversing throttle in the radio? That's a good thought. However, I tried to apply the brake also, and I would think that would have done it, but it didn't. So let's try again here. Okay, neutral saved. And try the throttle. And nothing. Yep.
If you hold the power button while you're pulling full throttle.
Let's try that. Let's see.
Signal lost.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to make a difference. Yeah, it's just blinking red is all it's got.
Did you have to bind this radio to that receiver at all? Or no?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Signal lost.
It's a new receiver. You think it's worth reversing the throttle here, just for shits and giggles?
Can try.
Polar, I appreciate your suggestion. We're trying it here. And it's not giving me any luck, though.
Signal lost.
This is the fun, guys. This is all the fun we're having. Yeah, I'm not
Signal lost.
not having any luck there. Yeah, it says the LED, the red LED will blink until both the red and green LEDs illuminate and stay solid. But it just keeps blinking red, and it doesn't it doesn't move to the next thing. So try again here, I guess. Try to be quicker about it. And still got nothing. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Signal lost.
I'm kind of lost there. I don't know.
Signal lost.
Yeah. Any other suggestions?
Plug in the channel 2, right?
Yep, we're in 2. Yep. Yes, sir.
I know who would probably know is Paul Wynn. He runs Reedy and Fly Sky.
Yeah, and this might be a me thing too. I mean, as far as I can see, it should all be connected correctly. But I don't know anything about these ESCs either. So yeah, but yeah, no worries. I'm sure we'll figure it out one way or another.
All right. I'll try to see if I can find a video or something, maybe.
I gotcha. Appreciate the call, man.
Yep, I'll see you.
See ya. Bye. All right, guys. Want to watch a little bit more racing here? And then we'll get back to it. I don't want to bore you guys to death with watching me just absolutely struggle bus, just simply programming a speed controller. So why don't we do that? Why don't we switch over and watch... now, I got to say, so from this race, this Heat 2 was wild, dude. Like, it was the best driving I think I've ever done, pretty much, up to that point. And it ended absolutely catastrophically, and I can't stress that enough. It was absolutely devastating. Let's see, where's my screen here? Let me find that window and get it pulled back up so you guys can see this. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. I found it. Okay. Qualifying Heat 2. Not going to worry too much about the B main because you won't be seeing a whole lot there. All right, here we go. All right, so this was Heat 2 from that same event that we saw before. Same race day, just Heat 2. Man, I'm telling you, what a...
Shutting down.
This was a fun day. Been playing with some GoPro settings to try to get the best footage I can, and so I'm trying to get it to be less blurry and have the lighting be better and whatnot, but... So here's Heat 2. Already past Dan, our arch nemesis. Nope, case that one a little bit, but trying to rally. Case that one a little bit. Yep. Grinded there like a skateboard a little bit. Started to get really comfortable with how the car was driving with that thicker diff fluid, and man, that thing, sometimes I could really just get it to snap. So with a little bit more wheel time, I mean, I'm telling you. Not sure who that was that passed me. That might have been Matt. Matt's super fast in this class also. Yep, and then we went from a 29 to a 31 pinion on this race too. And it was definitely faster on the straights. Yeah, if I could land that jump just right and cut that turn really tight, it was, I mean, it was butter, dude. Polar, it was just the red light that was flashing there. It saved the neutral point. I went full throttle, hit the button again, it would just keep blinking red, and it wouldn't do red, green, or beep like the manual says it's supposed to. Yeah, kind of missed that landing there a little bit. And then we got Dan back up on here. Dan is a really fast guy. I'd say in most cases we're very evenly matched. So to me, he's fast. I feel like he's always on my backside. So now I'm like, I can't let him pass me. I can't, like, we all got that guy at the track, right? Or a couple of them. Danny, yeah, yep. Put it into calibration mode, pressed it to save the neutral, went full throttle, pressed it again, so it could save the full throttle position, but it would just keep blinking red, and it wouldn't save the full throttle position. So, not a big deal. Did you update your FlySky receiver with the bind plugged in across the bind? And I don't know what you're referring to there, Randy. Not 100% sure what you mean. That's a me thing, I'm sure.
How'd you manage that one?
Have I been marshaled in this race yet? I don't think I've been marshaled in this race yet up to this point. So we're kind of coming up behind the field here. Oh, I think that's actually Matt right in front of me, and Matt's usually pretty quick too. He's one of those guys that sometimes could go into an expert class, in my opinion. And I really started figuring out the steps coming down there. I started figuring out I can kind of go wide as I was coming down and then kind of cut into the inside, getting onto the straightaway. And I noticed that's what when I was marshalling the expert class, I noticed that's what a lot of the fast guys were doing. So I was kind of slowly getting that figured out. Man, that was a nice turn. That was a nice turn. Not a nice landing. And then Matt just kind of cuts the track, like whatever. Jeez Louise. As you guys know, obviously, if you cut the track, like, just wait a second. Well, almost took Dan out there, but luckily was able to back off. Yeah, this is a fun layout. It might be the layout that they're still using there. I'm not sure if I'll get on it again. So at this point, I believe I'm in first. We got a few seconds on Matt. Matt, so I mean, a few seconds on this track is a quarter of a lap, you know. So it's a little bit back, but you obviously need to keep your head on and not screw up, or hope the other guy screws up too. Yeah, there's not a lot of room for grace, you know, when you're on a track this size, and a few seconds isn't anything. I can get just as nervous if they're 3 seconds behind, just as if they're 1 second behind. So this is the last lap here. I'm in first place. I've been in first for a while. But watch what fucking happens here on the very last corner.
Oh no!
I punted myself completely off the track. Like the entrance to the track. Just straight out there. I don't know what... I should have been more careful. So I would have been seated. So I ended up at fourth in this race. Ended up fourth. I was in first. And that one corner, those few seconds, completely blew it. So after all the qualifying was said and done, if I had completed that lap without messing up, I would have been seated 1 or 2 in the class. Amen. Easy all day. Because I made that mistake, and the seating was positions 2 through 6 in the seating were all within a second and a half. Because I made that mistake, I ended up in the B main, and I couldn't bump up. I screwed up in the B main, and that was depressing. That was a little depressing, but I was really happy with my performance that day overall. Best overall driving I've done, most consistent I've done. I think I had 92% and 95% consistency in the qualifying heats, which for me, big step up, and it just means I can actually improve, which is obviously quite nice to know that I'm able to do, and there's potential for the future. Try binding a classic, not enhanced. Can't do that. According to my transmitter, this receiver, it lists the receivers that can do classic. It says this is not one of them. But, well, the problem isn't the receiver.
Welcome to Nobot Plus.
I'm bound to the receiver. We're just trying to calibrate the ESC. Unless you're saying that I should try binding still to the receiver in classic mode and try to rebind it. I mean, the steering works. So let me give this another shot here. Stand by. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a receiver thing, right?
Signal
But you're
lost.
saying it might be? Okay. Well, so let's look at that. So let me go in and let me rebind it to classic. If it'll let me, that's the thing, because I don't know that it's going to let me. But I'm down to give it a shot, because you never know. Let's see. Yeah, classic. It says FGR4. Well, I guess this isn't FGR4D. Let's try it. Let's try it and see. Start bind. Hold the bind button. And you never know, maybe it'll make a difference. So we should be binding up here in a second. I mean, maybe. It's trying to. It's not going as fast as it was before when we did it in enhanced mode. So hopefully these two find each other. Hello, I live Widowmakers. I live near Phil Hurd, and we'll be out there. Would be great to meet. Dude, oh hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on by. I think we're going to be in the JConcepts pit area. Just tell your wife you have no choice but ordering a complete new... Yeah, you know what, babe? I'm really sorry. Black Sheep, I did try reverse, and I also tried to reverse the throttle channel and try it that way too, as somebody suggested. Yeah, it's not wanting to bind in classic mode though. Let me try it again here. It had no problem binding in enhanced mode though. I'm not sure what difference realistically that would make for me anyway. Yeah, it's not like in the classic mode, but if I go to enhanced, I bet it works. Set starting channel, what does that mean? Yeah, it bound instantly in enhanced, so. But, I mean, you were asking me about the Coyote last. Oh, okay, sure. Sure, I follow you. Actually, stand by 1 second. I need to grab my laptop charger because I forgot that this was not plugged in. I'm going to grab my water, guys. I'll be back in just a minute here. Okay, laptop's plugged in, so that's a plus. Okay. What was I just doing? Catch up with you guys here. Instead of going full throttle, go reverse. It takes you'll need. Yep. We tried that. Okay. Yeah. So I'm kind of lost on it at the moment, at least, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I just need to. I mean, now that we rebound it, I guess for shits and giggles, let's try it again here, per the way the manual is telling us to do it. All right. So save neutral. Try for full throttle. Yeah, and nothing there. There are no water brakes in racing. Yeah, I know. Can you imagine, like, if I get into nitro, which, if my wife is watching, I'm not getting a nitro car. And if you are watching, I might get one. Can you imagine having like one of those like backpack hydration things that are filled with water and then you got the straw that comes up? That'd be kind of sick for nitro, wouldn't it? I would do that. I don't want to get dehydrated up there. But I don't want to have to take a piss while I'm up on the stand and it gets really bad.
Signal lost.
Pull into the pits. I don't even need fuel. I just need to take a leak. Some locals run JConcepts, Reflex, green and blue. Makes sense. However, this is not an 8 scale race. This is a 10 scale race. So, JConcepts Reflex. I do have, those are the tires that I do have for my 8 scale. I've only had one race with it, so I've only used one of those sets of tires ever. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess while I'm here, I can pop the transponder off of this car. And that'll be situated at least. So unplug you. Okay. And then we just need to get you off the car. There we go. And transponder has been uninstalled from the carpet car, and that is going to go right. Yeah, I did try restarting the radio also. Receiver set to 4 channel. Danny, the instructions don't say it to press the button again, but I did try doing that and it still didn't do anything. I don't know. This might not be something that gets fully figured out tonight, which is okay. So the transponder is out of our main carpet car here. I need to put a new chassis protector on this thing. It's getting a little iffy. So transponder's out of there. That's going to go in this car here. I just got to figure out what my mounting tape is, but that'll get plugged into the receiver. Yeah, you know, guys, I think you need to press the ESC button. Yeah, okay, I mean, going by the throttle, or going by the manual, right, like, it looks like it should be pretty straightforward, and it should work the way we're doing it. It's just not, and we just got to figure out what's going on. So it's no big deal. If it doesn't get done tonight, it doesn't get done tonight, and we'll figure it out. So after it saves the neutral position, which it does, we're supposed to put the throttle all the way down, pull the trigger back, press the power button, the red LED light will blink, which it does. It does do that. The problem is that's all it does, because after it starts blinking red, both the red and green will blink, and then they'll go solid. And then the ESC will beep twice, indicating that it has saved the full throttle position. So, let me do it again here. So now that it's beeping like that, that means it's saved the neutral position, or it's in the neutral position. So now we press it again to save it. The red LED is solid. Oh my god, I'm an idiot, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me copy that source over here. Okay. Alright, now you should be able to hear me. Let me go through this one more time here quick. Just so you can see kind of step by step now that you can see the lights. Battery's plugged in. We're holding the power button down. So now we're in calibration mode. I don't have my finger on the trigger, so we're going to press this. Neutral's saved, right? So now we're solid red. Now I should hold the throttle down all the way, press the button, and now this is where it should save full throttle position. However, this is kind of where we're at, and it's not doing it. From here, it's supposed to go back to solid red-green, and that's going to indicate that it's saved full throttle. And it looks like it's still looking for the full throttle position. Like, I think it thinks it's still in neutral, but it's not. So, and I mean, I have, you can see the throttle input moving on my screen there when I press the throttle. So, yeah. So that's where we're at right now, which isn't the end of the world. It's fine.
Signal lost.
We'll figure it out.
Signal lost.
It is not a Hobbywing ESC. It is a Reedy. The Lawyer Watcher should be hold ESC button, press neutral button, pull full throttle, press ESC button, press full 3. Yeah, yep, and that's what we're trying to do. Where did I get the custom protector? The chassis protector, this came from Vicid Designs. I think they make like dirt bike wraps and stuff too, but they also make RC chassis protectors. So it's visciddesign.com. It's pretty slick. They have options you can make your own on there with like a template and different designs they have. And I sent them my logo, and they were able to put one together for me too, which is super cool. Yeah, I tried doing that already. I did try reversing the throttle, and that didn't seem to help. And I also tried applying the brake without reversing the throttle, and that also didn't seem to do it. But I love you, so I'll do it again for you. So, hold it down. We got the beeping indicating that we are in calibration. Press it. Saves it. Now I'm going full throttle. Press it again. It's blinking red, and now from here it's supposed to go red and green and beep twice to indicate that it's safe full throttle. Actually, one thing I want to try here that is slightly different. Hold on. Stand by. Yeah, that didn't do it either. I don't know why I thought it would. Yeah, so, oh god. Steering still works though. That's not a problem. Seems like a pretty nice servo. I know I don't have tires on though, so maybe it's not a good gauge, but it seems like a pretty snappy servo. So that's where we're at right now. I'm not going to mess around too much with it and absolutely bore you guys with me not being able to get that figured out. Receiver setting, possibly type of servo signal from the receiver. I'm not sure what you mean by the servo. Show the receiver where the plugs are. Yeah, I can try. My camera's kind of fixed. I don't know how well you're going to actually be able to see this. The lighting kind of sucks, but yeah, you can't really see anything for the most part. I mean, we're plugged into channel 2. I mean, we should be plugged in the right way. So, I think it's just one of those things. Just walk away for now. Think about it. See what we can get figured out. And we will. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the ESC. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the receiver. I mean, I hope there's nothing wrong with the receiver. It's brand new. It's never been used. But I guess worst case scenario, I can take the receiver out of the carpet car. But I mean, I bought this receiver because I want to use it in something else in summertime. So take that for what you will. Yeah, I don't know if it would be a receiver setting. I don't know. Unplug the fan. Okay, we'll unplug the fan. I mean, would that make a difference? We'll give it a try. I'll entertain any suggestions. Fan is unplugged. Let's give her a whirl. Well, now it's doing something different. Well, now it's blinking green. It didn't do that before. Joseph DeRosa. Any chance of you making the trip in April to Roarnats at Maximus Raceway in New Hampshire? Not a chance. That sounds fun. I'd love to go to like a big roar race like that. I'd wait before the nitro jump, get used to the dirt first, and it's yeah, I agree. The one thing that I do like about going nitro, though, or the idea of it, is I'll have more track time, right? So obviously there's a caveat there of like, oh shit, you're dealing with a real engine and tuning, you know, another servo, all those other pieces, but you get more time on the track. And that's what appeals to me the most with nitro. Random thought, swap the ESC and the servo plugs and try to calibrate the ESC with the steering. I kind of considered that. Setting PWM frequency for analog digital servos. Firmware issue with the ESC with it being new might need. I don't think it's a new ESC. It's been used before. I'm almost positive of that. I find it really peculiar though that the calibration mode or like it acts differently completely without the fan plugged in. Maybe not enough power. I mean, it is a new battery. It's not impossible, but like everything else works just fine. So it'd be weird, I guess. If I don't know if that computes with me too much. See, blinking green. It wasn't doing that before. When I would save the neutral position, it wouldn't blink green before, and now it is. And that's just because the fan's not plugged in. So that's weird, right? Like, why would that be? Oh. Guys, you're going to make fun of me. Try not to make fun of me, please. Oh, son of a bitch. Watch, it's going to work. Watch. I'll tell you what I did only if it works. And if it doesn't, I'm not telling you what I did wrong. Oh my god. Hold on. Fuck. Let me start over. Yeah, the ESC plug should be right. Oh my god, if it works right now, I swear. I'm gonna feel so stupid. Let me switch my view here. Okay. Oh my god. Ready for this? Oh my god. Okay.
Signal lost.
Okay.
Signal lost.
I plugged in the ESC to channel 3, okay? It wasn't plugged into 2. Oh, son of a bitch. I've been sitting here for how long now just talking to you guys about this isn't working. But it turns out I'm just stupid. Alright. Hey, you know what? I'm new, and I'm going to use that excuse the rest of my life. I'm new. I'm always going to say it. Yeah, boost, yeah, 1000%, brother. But I tell you what, though, this hobby has been a lot of fun. I've met so many fucking awesome people. I've learned so much stuff. And it's only gonna get bigger and badder, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the summer. I've hinted, obviously, pretty heavily towards one thing that we want to do, or that I want to do, which is Jeremy, it's always something simple, and that's it, brother. You know it. Like I mentioned earlier, we bought a camper very recently, a couple months ago. Haven't gotten to use it yet. Very excited for that. We'll be able to go to some 8-scale stuff. I'm going to try my hardest to make it to all of the MNRC stops. It starts in Minnesota. Majority of them are in Minnesota. I think Cheese City down south, down by New Glarus, kind of where the New Glarus Brewery is, or at least in that general area, is where I believe it's Cheese City is down there, and that's a nice 8-scale track. I'm really excited for that chance to do that regional series, or as many of those stops as I can. My monster truck schedule is going to be much lighter this year compared to what it normally is. Normally I would go work at 8-10 shows, and if you're newer to the channel, I work for a company called Monster Truck Throwdown. We produce monster truck shows around the Midwest and Canada, occasionally the East Coast. My schedule's pretty light with that this year because of so much stuff that we have going on and other things you don't know about yet that I'll tell you later, but I'm only working less than half of the shows for monster trucks that I normally do. So I'm only doing 4 shows this year. First one's the first weekend of May in Holland, Michigan, I believe. So am I going to do any of the Wednesday night races at the Toy Box through summer? Toy Box I don't believe is going to be open in the summer. I believe once Rick's opens up and 8-scale starts, I don't think the Toy Box is open again until winter season, October, November. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that was the case. Maybe it's not. Black Sheep. To be honest, anyone here that says they haven't done that is full of shit. Thanks for trying to make me feel better. I don't think that's true. I swear I looked at it really closely, but we're dealing with small stuff here sometimes, or smaller stuff on this 8-scale, or 10-scale. Well, no, I mean, the connectors and the receivers are all the same pretty much for 8-scale, so I got no real excuse. So it works. ESC settings, I do have a program card for this ESC that Tyler provided, and a good handful of spare parts also. So I'll check in with him, see if there's anything on the ESC settings that we want to do or change or anything like that. I don't know what there's going to be, but it's calibrated. So I guess that's the big thing. It's a car that works, and it's going to drive around a track. And that's step 1. Finishing the race is a step 2. And that's a big step 2. And then just trying to drive without crashing is usually step 3. And then if you can get those things down, results will come, I've found. The races I've done the best at are the ones where I don't crash as much. So it's not about being fast, at least in this stage of the game for me. So that's what I know. Ran at Philherd back in the early 90s. Wow, that's awesome. And it's very cool that they're basically turning this into a 10-scale track, right? I think they're building up a track specifically for 10th scale this week, if they haven't started already, because it's an 8-scale track, and they're building it into something that's more 10th scale friendly, so something that's going to be good for the modern cars, the 4-wheel drives, your vintage cars. There's going to be a lot of vintage at this event, as far as I'm aware, which is really, really cool. I don't know a lot about the vintage stuff. Ryan Harris recently released a video with Jason Rona that owns JConcepts, talking about the history, basically, of the RC10, and that was super cool. I wish there was more information on the history of all of this stuff, right? Like the evolution of the racing, the evolution of your different racing companies like AE and Losi and Kyosho and everybody. I'd love if there was like an RC documentary, more or less, that talks about the history of RC racing and how it got to be where it was, or where it is. I think Mod Live covers ONS. I'll be watching. Yeah, I think somebody is. I don't know who. It's either Elite or Mod. It might be Elite. I don't actually know. That's what's good about your channel. It's real. Dude, I couldn't fake this if I tried. But that's what's fun for me about the channel, sharing this with you guys, because when I got into this stuff, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm not finding things on YouTube that I would find to be as helpful, because it seems like a lot of the technical things are like really technical, and they're geared towards people who know their shit already, and I don't. And that's what I think is nice about this channel, because even if I can't explain or show things or whatever that maybe are necessarily technically helping you learn, I can relate to you, at least. If you find my videos and you're newer, you can relate to this, and that is something that I wanted to find on YouTube that I couldn't find, was somebody in this position. And to make any kind of quality or whatever with it. I'm not saying I'm making good quality. I'm always trying. So if you guys ever have suggestions on what I can do to make my videos better or easier to watch, whatever, please tell me. But that's what I love about doing this channel, is kind of being the person that I couldn't find on YouTube myself. Am I going to be running four-wheel drive at ONS? Tiny RC guy? I wish. I have a RC10B7 that Tyler, a good friend who is sponsored by Associated, is loaning me this car to use at ONS. This is all I have to use. I would love to use four-wheel drive, which I've never done before for 10-scale stuff, but I would love to run a second class at ONS to give me kind of more to do, less downtime, but it's just not in the cards, and I have one car. So someday, hopefully I'll be running 2 classes in the summer. We'll see. We'll see. But guys, I should probably wrap this up at some point here. I got to figure out how I'm going to pack this stuff. Do you guys have any tips for flying with your RC gear? I'm not taking a ton. Like, I'm taking my pit stuff, my tools, which I don't have a ton of. You know, some oils maybe, I guess. Obviously the car, my transmitter, but I have a nice case for the transmitter. So I'm planning to just kind of pack everything into my OGO around my clothes to keep things protected, I guess. That's really the best I can think of. And I think that should work, right? I guess I don't really know. I want to race for that belt behind you. I want a shot at the, yeah, so there's 3 of them back here. This belongs to my buddy George that actually just commented. We have a little wrestling podcast we did right before this. This one is a replica of the WWE Tag Team title belt that was presented to us during our wedding reception. Good friend of mine walked in to John Cena's music and gave my wife and I the Tag Team Championship belt, which is fun. And then my the first wrestling belt that I owned was another gift for my wife. This is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, currently held by my favorite, CM Punk. So I'm a wrestling nerd. So yeah, if you guys are wrestling nerds also, let me know. Am I ever going to get back into 8 scale? Yeah, 100%. Let me show you here. This is the 8 scale car. It's been used once. It's a Techno EB48 2.2. I did a whole build series of it. Why has it only been used once? It's because I live in northern Wisconsin, and I can't really run this in the winter. I built this, got it done kind of towards the end of 8 scale season, and I was kind of doing it around the last few monster truck shows I had for the year, and by the time I got it done, I was only able to make 1 8 scale race, and that's what I get for kind of getting started in this stuff at the end of the summer season. So SmackDown over Raw, depends on the week, man. Batteries on carry-on, yep, I do know that. Yeah, otherwise, I guess I'm just going to wing it. I think I've just been like anxious about packing this stuff, and I don't know why. But I've never done it before. And obviously, I want to make sure the car I have that's not mine is protected, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But like I said, I think I'm just going to kind of pack everything. I have kind of like my parts boxes or whatever, or the almost like the tackle box, the clear things. I'll have a couple of those, and maybe I'll just put my tools and all these spare parts that I have in those. I was told that it's a good idea to tape those up to make sure those don't fly open. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take basically what's on the bench here, and a few other things, and my radio case. Like I guess I don't really need that much. So it'll all fit in my OGO 9800, which I know a lot of racers have. I've had one for almost 15 years that I got when I worked with Monster Jam. There's never been anything in there but clothes. It's never seen an RC car, and I know that's what a lot of us buy those bags for, is transporting RC shit. But yeah, so it'll be the first time an RC car has been in my 15-year-old OGO 9800, which I'm gonna have to think about replacing before too long. But yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll just pack my clothes around everything, I guess, and it'll be okay. I don't think there's anything else I really need to worry about with that. Appreciate it, Black Sheep. Yes, we will have safe travels. We'll get to Georgia. I'm going to be going to my buddy's house in Minnesota on Tuesday night, and poor guy has to drive me to the airport at like 4 in the morning for my 6:40 flight. And then I have a connection in Nashville, and I get to Savannah, Georgia right around noon or so. Might have to Uber from the airport half an hour, so that'll be a few bucks, but that's the price we pay to go have fun with toy cars, I guess. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning into the first live stream we've had in a while here. We figured something out with this B7D ONS car. We watched some race footage. If you could do me a huge favor, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like this video. It's been really awesome hanging out with you guys. It's been a while. Once we get rolling and things kind of level back out after this trip and whatnot, we'll do some more live streaming. It'll be a really good time. I want to do these more regularly. It's just life's busy right now, man, I tell you. But once we get done with ONS, we'll kind of take a step back from 10 scale a little bit, and just trying to get ready for 8 scale season. Get our camper. I'll make sure I do a video on the camper so you guys can see that. We're really excited about that. Not just for RC racing. We'll go on a couple camping trips as well. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe, because the icebreaker content is coming out here in the next week or so. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff at ONS. That'll be a really fun video. And then we're going to start looking at 8 scale season pretty heavily. And I know you guys are excited for that, and I'm definitely excited for that. I'm really excited to get to some 8 scale stuff. So really appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out Travis RC as always. Thanks for hanging out. It's always really fun talking with you guys on these streams here. I know there's a good handful of you here, so I hate to go, but it's about that time. I should get off and go unwind and kind of reset and enjoy the weekend with my wife and our family and friends and all that before I go to Georgia. And yeah, good luck. Thanks for your channels. I'm getting into your videos. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. I really appreciate that. It'll be good to run into you at the toy box soon. Feel free to hit me up on Facebook. Travis RC, I do have a Facebook page for you guys that don't know. Feel free to find that. Give that a follow. Thank you to Jens Ace for the sponsorship, Fierce RC Solutions, to Dan at RCX873 for these pit organizers. Like I said, go check out RCX873racing.com, RCX873racing on Facebook, and get these. And he's not sponsoring me or anything. I just he's a friend of mine at this point, and I really like his stuff. So that's what I can say about that. Yeah, thank you guys again. I really appreciate you. I'll see you next time on Travis RC, and if you guys ever need anything from me, have any questions, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on YouTube, whatever it is, and I will catch you guys in the next one.